Hi everyone, my name is Giselle Torres. For today's educational trend, we will be focusing on Genius Hour, which is also known as 20% time, sometimes referenced to as a passion project. What is Genius Hour? It's a project-based learning time where students are empowered and advocating for their own learning experience. It's actually based on a business practice used by Google in which 20% of their developers' time a week is spent on a personal interest project. So this is where Gmail and GNews were born. Throughout my learning about Genius Hour, I came across John Spencer, who's an author and professor. He says this about Genius Hour. Students research any topic they are passionate about and create a project to share. This encourages creativity in the classroom and promotes inquiry, perseverance, problem solving, among other lifelong skills. So that's already a huge win for Genius Hour, just incorporating so many lifelong skills. Basically, what we're saying is that you give your students 20% of their class time to learn what they want. They choose the content while mastering skills and standards. They take their own journey, so the topics are chosen based on their own interest. They ask questions and find the research on their own. It's literally their own plan, own resources and activities at their own pace and their own groupings. So if they decide this is an independent project, then they will work by themselves. If they decide they would like to expand to a small group or larger group, it's completely up to their choice. Students also decide what they make and how it will be shared with the world, whether that's classroom size, school wide, district wide, or nationwide, worldwide even. That's a matter of their choice. So, what it's not to be confused as a free for all. In fact, some of the best Genius Hours that are implemented have a system and a structure that empowers students to reach their full potential. So, with Genius Hour, students build on their existing strengths and on their prior knowledge so they can go deeper. So, John Spencer says, often these things that seem like a waste of time become the hidden knowledge, skills, and ideas that make us more innovative as adults. Some of the greatest innovations happened when people chased their curiosity in areas that seemed, at first glance, to be a waste of time. So this was from a podcast in which he also brought up how his daughter was in dance and he saw it as kind of pointless and he didn't really see the point of dance and like things like fashion. However, diving into the importance of all of these skill sets, it started off with an idea, with someone's interest to do those things, right? And the power that it has when they actually develop and delve into something that they enjoy, they do so much more learning and learn so much more. So as we head into our pros, we will learn that and see that ourselves too. So the first thing, if students seem bored or frustrated, this can be a great empowerment tool to catch their eye. It also increases student ownership and buy-in. So again, it gives kids a break from teacher-directed instruction. They have their own learning process, just coming from deciding the topic, generating these questions, finding the resources and strategies, managing their projects, and setting their own goals and doing some assessment of themselves. So this is all their ownership. Then it also develops lifelong learners. So we're taking a chance to give these students to pursue their interests and ideas and questions with the hopes that they continue to learn more about it and just become lifelong learners, delving into things that they enjoy. It also teaches them the soft skills needed for a complex world. So asking for questions and finding these answers, communicating with experts and others to find key information, the collaboration piece here, self-assessment, peer assessment, and then working backwards to know where our mistakes come from and starting to see and make those changes. It also helps master the content in authentic ways. This is real world engagement that they're doing. And it's making differentiated learning a reality as well because students are choosing their scaffold, choosing how they want to approach these situations that they're going through as they delve into their projects. It's moving beyond the engagement piece. It's also making connections between content areas. So this is a great interdisciplinary connection. So for example, we can incorporate STEM, we can incorporate science, literally every discipline into a project that a student is interested in. And it overall creates a culture of joy as we see students coming alive as they're exploring more of their interests, curiosities, a possible passion. So letting them do so, we're actually acknowledging them and demonstrating in real time how they matter to us and their choices do too. Some challenges can definitely come from virtual learning, so it can seem much more difficult to do so virtually. Time is definitely a challenge, whether that's virtually or in person. Sometimes things like this are not a priority. Our focus is on assessments and reading and math, possibly. So the time for exploration seems non existent. Then maybe resources and funding can also seem like a constraint where, we don't have the ability to just meet everyone's needs. And then some teacher misinformation where maybe our mindsets are just closed off. It has to be something we're open to. In my experience with pre-K, I think about this Genius Hour implementation, how it can be connected to our student choices, whether it's in centers. They have the choice to go to a specific area, what toys they want to play with. So more student-led there. Also, students have the choice to vote in on our theme. So after a while, when they are disengaging and not interested anymore with the topic that we're on, we can all vote and move on to a different theme that everyone's interested in. And this is due to our creative curriculum. Also being play-based, it seems very project-based oriented sometimes as well. So a great connection there. And then our time at our school, we personally do an SEL block every day from Monday through Friday. However, there's only 3 lessons in the week, so that's usually Tuesday to Thursday. On Mondays, we focus on team building. Fridays are usually fun Fridays. So I figure that's a great SEL time to take advantage of that time and incorporate something like a Genius Hour, which is what we did when I did a 5th grade academy over the summer. So we did have a allotted Genius Hour time every Friday. It was student choice to end up in a certain grouping area. However, the Genius Hour was led by a teacher, just the theme. So for example, we had like a chess time, Tinkercad, dance, but the students in that area or that grouping, they had the opportunity to do their own projects and do their own things. So whether in dance, it was creating a dance based off of style or genre of music, or making their own games on their own websites. So those were all the opportunities given to them there. So I also incorporated an article by Nicole Carter in Summation. She basically gives us 6 tips to getting started. Making sure that the relationships are there is number 1. Again, this is where our students feel seen. So just building that relationship and the confidence for them to step into something that they're interested in. As a teacher, letting go, letting them dive into their learning experience and figure things out themselves. Thinking about your benchmarks, how you can incorporate certain standards, kind of just sneaking their way into it, right? Which is very applicable, something we can do. The next question for yourself would be whether to grade or not to grade. How are you looking at this project overall? And then utilizing your own social network. You really don't know how small yet big your social circle can be sometimes and who they know. They might be someone that your students aspire to be or have never met and are curious about their jobs, their lives. So definitely something to look into. And then just a reflective piece as a teacher always comes in. I like this little diagram that I came across as well, and it's a 6 steps for Genius Hour for students. So just thinking about it in a student-friendly language, we inspire, we wonder, we question, we learn, we share, and reflect. There's more to it, but I like these steps as a beginner. Some of the great resources come from Spencer, some great videos that are both student-friendly and teacher-friendly. some great opportunities and great examples of implementing Genius Hour at home virtually, and more on what Genius Hour is and more reference to those tips. Again, since I really like this author, he says, there is no such thing as a shallow topic, only a shallow understanding of a topic. This is where something like Genius Hours and the various things we're learning about definitely come into place. So it's just our understanding and learning more about it. Thank you.